Hello, fellow old schoolers, and welcome to the part 6 of the Pegasus Cup 2020. In this next couple of recordings, I'm going to post some of the more unorthodox decks and matchups that we found in this tournament. Some of the more rare deck builds before we go into the top 4 and the end of the tournament. So in this particular matchup, we have a deck I've dubbed the Ooze Trader coming up against MetAtog, and we saw MetAtog in the previous matchup. It's not that original. It's much more of a meta deck, very lethal against some of the more common archetypes in the tournament and in the format. But in this particular matchup, he's coming up against a very unorthodox build. So let's go over the Ooze Trader here. And it's a blue and red deck, and it uses Juxtapose, as we see in the top right corner, right next to those Howling Mines. And Juxtapose is like this weird unorthodox card that makes players trade creatures with the highest casting value. And after that, they'll trade artifacts the same way. So the theme of this deck is just making a bunch of very good trades. Like you can trade away this particular creature, the Ooze, Primordial Ooze here, after it has become so expensive that you can't really pay the upkeep anymore, and then it'll just start doing a lot of damage to the opponent. I'm imagining it's like this box full of this liquid goo that just grows and grows, and after you've attacked a lot with it, it'll just break through of the box, and you can trade it with your opponent for another creature. For artifacts, you can trade away stuff like your perhaps a tap mana vault, or just a mox in the late game for a more useful artifact. There are also those Howling Mines and Winter Orb that will function just as well no matter who controls it. So it's like a free trade, and you can perhaps get an Icy or a book, a Juggernaut, something with these trades. Then we have a Serendipity Freeze that you can trade away, and as it does damage to him each turn, so if he's very low in life, you can just give him the Serendipity Freeze and it'll kill him. Triskelion can also be used, just shooting the other guy with the counters and then trading it. I suppose there are those boomerangs and unsummons in the deck, and I think they might be there to influence the trades. Like if you cast that Juxtapose and you have a creature or another permanent that you don't really want to trade, you can just put that back into your hand, and let's say if you have a very nice creature, you don't want to trade that away, you can unsummon it back into your hand, and the trade will just take effect for the artifacts instead, and vice versa with a boomerang. So yeah, just a deck designed around trading bad stuff away for good stuff. There's a lot of burn and a bit of counter magic. There's those Sages of Latnam you can use to just sack an artifact for more draw power. And yeah, that's about it. Pretty weird build, and it's coming up against this guy, the MetAtog, designed around the usual tier to beat the usual tier 1 decks in the format, with 2 main deck, City in a Bottle, and a lot of burn and blood moons against all the multicolored decks out there. 4 red blast, glooms, every nasty thing the guy Peter who made it could think of against the meta, but a lot of that will be dead draws against this particular archetype because it's so bonkers, his opponent here. Otherwise, it doesn't have a lot of creatures and revolves mostly around doing damage with artifacts and a lot of burn, and then they have those sushis and attacks too as a finishing move. So yeah, I've gone over the deck in a previous recording, so let's just go straight to the match here. So let's get it on, round 1 here. We have the Ooze Trader on the left here, and MetAtog on the right. Okay, starting off with a couple of Moxen and a Mountain. MetAtog, no. Changing that a bit for Factory. That's a Blackwise turn 1, that's brutal. MetAtog is always stronger on the play because of all those Blackwises, so 3 points of damage straight into the face of the Ooze Trader. He needs to play some cards here, I presume. Just empty his hand as fast as possible. That's a Vicious Glare. pretty unfortunate. It's a Felden's Cane though. Okay, lightning bolting him as well from the MetAtog here, putting him down to 14 life. Badlands coming out of the MetAtog, and the Copper Tablet, even more artifact damage coming over the factory as the other guys tapped out for a couple of more damage here. So vicious start from MetAtog. Planes coming out now. Now the Ooze Trader could disenchant if possible. Perhaps getting rid of the Black Wise or the factory if it attacks. Has a plains and a forest out. He's really in trouble here. Doing a point of damage with the Copper Tablet, as it does damage to each player. So MetAtog has taken a point of damage here. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. That was the last card on the hand of the MetAtog player. So getting a full new hand, likely with a lot of burn, and putting the Ooze Trader straight back into range of the Black Wise. I got a feeling this will be a quick one. Oh, strip mining the plains, so now he can attack with the factory without any problem at all. No, he doesn't attack. He plays another Black Wise. Wow, man. As a chain lightning to the face. And in the upkeep, he'll take 7 points of damage. That's an attack from Nicol Bolas or something. One from the Copper Tablet and 2 Black Wise. It's a huge amount of damage here, putting him at 2 life points. So quick as a land tax on the hand of the Ooze Trader. Putting down a Mace of Ith, really? Why? Probably to keep the factory back, but doesn't matter. It's a chain lightning, and he would have died to the Black Wises anyway. So what a quick first round. This is perhaps a bit of a lopsided matchup, but we'll put out what we have here. So round 2, let's hope that the Ooze Trader has sideboarded something in that's usable against MetAtog here. It's a Plains, it's a Mox Pearl, into a Circular Protection Red. That's very good. Okay, so what? Okay, these guys are brothers, by the way. I guess they're competing in all sorts of endeavors here. Okay, Ooze Trader seems to be a bit in the lead here. Okay, he won. What? It's a Copper Tablet. Okay, so I guess the competition was to pick a card at random from the other guy's hand and see it. That's a mini game in the game. People are pretty drunk here, just having a lot of fun, as are these brothers. Okay, Anchor of Mithra coming out. It could be very dangerous against a burn deck like this, but I guess it doesn't really matter because he has the Circular Protection Red. Okay, time to Lightning Bolt him. He uses a Mox Pearl to defend it, and he changes the play. This is very casual, a very casual game, this particular one. Okay, another Copper Tablet coming out, this time on the side of the Ooze Trader. So he has an Anchor of Mithra and a Copper Tablet out, doing a bunch of damage on the other guy. This would be very dangerous against a burn deck like this, but with a Circular Protection out, yeah, he is considerably safer. And I wonder how MetAtog will remove that Circular Protection Red. He only plays black and red. Chaos Orb coming out. Okay, that's an answer. He could Chaos Orb the Circular Protection Red, and I think he should. Playing it when the other guy was tapped out. Oh, there's a disenchant though. That's crucial. Getting rid of the Chaos Orb. I don't think MetAtog can even regrowth it or have any way to get that Chaos Orb back. He's really on the back foot here. Ooze Trader is a bit mana starved though. Only a couple of plains and a Mox Pearl, so he doesn't have access to all his green stuff. Or blue. Badlands coming out here. What's that? Mind twisting him for 2. Refusing to give him the cards or something? I don't know. Oh, they're doing it at random, I think. Okay, they're flipping them. So the cards were done in a different way. Discarding a couple of cards from the Ooze player here. I think they made a guy from another table pick the cards at random just for the heck of it. and passing the turn. 1 point of damage at the Ooze player from the copper tablet. Ooh, and now an ivory tower coming out on the hand of the Ooze trader. That's very, very nice. If he can get rid of the black wise, he'll just recuperate life and being safe behind that circular protection red right there. The only way the other guy can do damage to him, he has an earthquake in hand. The only way he can do damage to him is through artifacts at this point. And if he can regenerate a bunch of life, oh, it was his sideboard. Anyway, if the Ooze trader can regenerate a lot of life each turn, those artifacts, they won't cut it. They won't be able to do enough damage each turn to keep up with an ivory tower. Because he also plays with disenchants here. There's an attack, but still there's that circle protection red. Another black wise though. We'll keep the ivory tower back. Okay, 1 point of damage each turn for each player. And a Sylvan Library coming out on the side of the Ooze trader here. And as with the previous match, the player on the MetAtog, he's in charge of the music at this point in the tournament. So sometimes he has to change the music tracks as people at different tables are getting some bright ideas of what we should listen to. So, passing the turn. MetAtog, yeah, he needs a way in here. The other guy only has the Mox Pearl and a single forest untapped though, so he can block 2 red sources. What can he do here? Attacking with the attack. Yeah, indicating that the circle protection is used against the attack. Oh, and then lightning bolting 3 times. That's amazing. So he blocks one of them and getting 6 points of damage straight to the face. That was his only way in when the other guy had so much tapped. Putting the Ooze player down to, I think, 10 points of life here. But the longer this game takes, the more mana the Ooze trader gets, the better his odds are of winning here. Because he just needs to not tap out at this point. Just slowly accumulate more and more board presence and then start trading unfair trades with the other guy. Attack coming over, getting blocked by that force field of the circle of protection. Okay, so both had 9 points of damage here, so I guess that's why he lightning bolted him the way he did. It might all come down to that single copper tablet just choking both players, and who will die first from it. So I think the Ooze trader is ahead a single point of life at this point, as he'll pass the turn and do a bunch of point of damage to the other guy. That's some good music here, but how's that drumming? Okay, passing the turn. Yeah, the other guy is a single. The MetAtog is a single life point behind. So he will die a turn sooner. No one can play a land now, and Ooze trader cannot allow a single point of damage to him anymore. I suppose actually the MetAtog can just play a copper tablet. Okay, it does so here. Okay, yeah, and that will do a point of damage to the other guy. Does that? No, it doesn't rectify it yet. Yes, it does. Now it puts the MetAtog slightly ahead, a single point of damage here. It's all coming down to those copper tablets and the clock that's on both players here. Now MetAtog is ahead a single point of life each turn. Is he? Who will die first? Perhaps actually I think the Ooze trader is still ahead. Ever so slightly. Let's see, he will go down to 5. Okay, disenchanting his copper tablet before it's his turn. So only takes a single point of damage. Okay, so now Ooze trader is definitely ahead. A single point of life again. Both players being at 6 points of damage, but the MetAtog will be next up to take a point of damage here. Doink, here we go, being down to 5 life. But it can change so rapidly. It's really balancing on a knife's edge here. If MetAtog can put down another copper tablet or something, or if Ooze Trader gets within Black-Wise range, just a single point of damage will change the whole dynamic of this game at the moment. There's the copper tablet. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so 2 points of damage on the Ooze Trader, putting him down to 4 points of life. And MetAtog is ever so slightly ahead again. It'll be down to 3, the other guy will be down to 2, then 1 on the MetAtog, and then it'll be curtain call for Ooze Trader. So yeah, Ooze Trader needs something here. What a weird game this is, all revolving around who plays the copper tablets first and who gets a single point of damage in. Can the Ooze Trader edge out a win here in the second round? That's the question. He did become a lot stronger after sideboard, that's for sure. As strong as the MetAtog is, he does have some glaring weaknesses with those enchantments. Okay, 2 points of damage. Library of Ling. So now MetAtog will go down to 1 point of life. Ah, man. And once he passes the turn, the Ooze Trader will die, won't he? Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, so he sacks... So he sacks it just before it's his turn. Why, though? Now he's at 2 points of life. Eats it with the attack. But now the other guy will survive once he passes the turn, because there's only 1 copper tablet left. Am I missing something here? I mean, the Ooze Trader will still lose because he'll take a point of damage before the other guy, but it'll postpone the loss a single turn. So I'm not really sure what the plan is. There might be something I'm missing. If you know, feel free to tell me in the comments, or perhaps the player as well, if they see this. Attacking with the attack, getting blocked with the Circle of Protection again. There are 4 cards on the hand of the Ooze Trader though, I think. 3 or 4 cards. Okay, he'll look with the Sylvan Library here. So if he ever gets to 5 cards in his upkeep, he'll be dead because of those 2 Black-Wises. There's only a single Ivory Tower against them. So the Ooze Trader, he survived that exchange, but he'll still die before the other guy. Playing a Fuck here. I suppose he was at 5 cards. He probably does this just to get rid of a card. I think he should have waited though. He could wait for when the attack attacks and just does save a single point of mana. And he needs all the mana untapped because the other guy has a full hand, almost. A lot of cards in hand. And he needs to block every point of burn he can. But he also needs to get ahead in life here. He needs to just get a single point of life. Or something, the Ooze Trader, or do a single point of damage, and he'll be ahead in this grueling match, this countdown. Okay, passing the turn back, the other guy has a 1 point of life. I think the Ooze Trader forgot to take a point of damage in his upkeep, actually. He should be at 1 life as well, and would be dead in the next turn. These guys are too drunk to play. Oh, we'll have to remember it though. If Ooze Trader wins this exchange, it's because of a mistake. No, okay. Yeah, the guy only has 2 mana sources untapped, the Pearl and the Plains, and there's 2 Chain Lightnings and a Lightning Ball, just emptying his hand, and he can't block them all. So he still dies, despite the mistake. There was a mistake to play the Fuck, I think. He should have waited, but it wouldn't matter, because he would have to use... Oh yeah, he could have survived if he had used the green mana to play the fog when the Atog attacked, and then he would have 3 mana up to block the lightning bolts, actually. So it actually mattered here. Really coming down to the wire, this one. But if they had played correctly, he would have died to the copper tablet before the other guy, so it was still a fair result, this one. That's 2-0 for MetAtog in this drunken match between the brothers. I hope it was enjoyable, despite the lopsided matchup. It was actually a lot closer than I thought in the second round, because of that circle of protection and the solid board state the Ooze trader set up. But we didn't get to see any of those trades the deck is known for. So yeah, I hope we'll see more of this deck later on. Perhaps see when it shines. It is difficult to get a lot of plays out against the MetAtog because it's so aggressive and closes the game so early, unless you just defend yourself like this. But yeah, next up we'll have some more spicy matchups. I think this next one is the Arborea setup against a Leprechaun deck. Just recorded a bunch of those French decks before we go into the end of this tournament. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.